Welcome to our self-care Sunday. I want to come at least once a month and do a self-care Sunday. And it's basically a self-care check-in. See how everyone's doing on a self-care journey. Maybe you haven't started a self-care journey. Maybe you don't know how that's supposed to look, right? Well, I first want to say that self-care is personal. It is a personal journey. What may be self care to me may not be self care to you, and that's okay, right? All right. I am Tracy Bryant, also known as Tracy the Sacred CEO. I am the director of Love My Womb Academy, which was founded in 2016. I've been doing this womb work since 2014. I started with a romance boutique in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Shouts out to those people who knew me back when I had my romance boutique, Honey Love Lingerie and More, as well as my pole studio, Honey Love Erotic Fun Fitness. So I've been in the space of sensuality, healing, that sexual essence and pleasure for women. I've been in that space for since 2006. Since 2006. So what I did is I basically took all of the knowledge of everything that I learned from being a sacred sexual empowerment coach. And I went over into the healing space where I designed Love My Womb Academy's program centered around womb healing. Shouts out to my mentor, who is now an Oshun priestess. She is over the Yoni Institute. And shouts out to another one of my sisters who brought me into the space with knowledge. And I was trained with Yoni Institute, but I also received knowledge from the other womb sauna as well. And so I also want to give honor to Mama Queen Afua, who also was one of my teachers in 2002 when I began to read Sacred Woman. And so I just want to give it up to her for being the initiator of us tapping in to our femininity, our feminine energy, and our womb health and our overall holistic wellness. So I have to do that. I have to give it up for those people who have come before me and who have graced me with their knowledge in order for us to have the largest feminine health and wellness academy in the nation. Love My Womb Academy has over 3,300 students online and offline, right? We have catered and served over 500 women in our retreats. That's big, right? We are only the only nationally accredited and board certified educational program. And I'm really happy about that. But today, I come to you to talk about self-care. So I shared this in one of our groups on Facebook, which is the Coochie Church. I shared this because what are we talking about here? We are the Coochie Church, meaning we deal with creating a space to learn more about the divine feminine, right? Who are we as women? What is the divine feminine? What is all that? And you hear that being thrown around a lot more lately about the divine feminine. And I just want to say that everything is the divine feminine. Everything is the divine feminine. Everything. We wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the divine feminine. But the divine feminine doesn't get as much respect or acknowledgement as it should being that we are the mothers of this whole thing called humanity, right? So let's get into why it's so important for us to maintain our self-care, knowing that we are the mothers of this whole thing. I also sent out an email blast to all of my students who are in Yoni Steaming for Self-Care, Awaken the Goddess Within. Why wouldn't I send it there? Because you guys are already on the journey of taking care of yourselves, in enhancing your self-care, as well as doing some of your womb work, right? Let me help you understand. Healing is a journey. It's like an onion. Layers are being peeled one by one. So just when you get through one layer, here comes another one. Sometimes you'll get to rest in between, but many times what has happened is once you've unveiled one thing and you begin healing from that, something else is triggered, because remember, everything is interconnected. Okay, so why is Black women's self-care so important? Self-care is important for a number of reasons. First of all, Black women, we need to realize our needs. Our needs also need to be met. And self-care for us is a radical experience in itself. One of my favorite authors, Audre Lorde, said, caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. One of the most radical things you can do as a Black woman is care for yourself. Not only care for yourself, but to give yourself that unfuckwittable self-love. Like, be at the top of the list of the to-do list. You know, many of us aren't even on the to-do list, let alone at the top of it. Okay. Now, as Black women, we are viewed as the backbone of society. Like I said, we are the mothers of this thing here called humanity. We are the caretakers. We are told to put everyone and everything before ourselves without a second thought. Without a second thought, we are being asked, we are being stretched, we are being sought after, and we are always in service. We are always serving, caring, sharing, dividing, and sacrificing without a second thought. Many people around us never stop to ask us, and what do you need? Are you okay? Put your feet up today. We're going to take care of you today. With all the people you care for, you could probably count on one hand or who has come to you and ask you, what are your needs, right? So self-care is a way of saying, I matter too. It's a way of honoring yourself and your needs when you take care of yourself. So who's better to take care of yourself than you? You are also better and become more equipped to take care of others around you as well. All right. But it always starts with self. And that's why I said self-care is a personal journey. Secondly, self-care helps to prevent burnout. When we take time for ourselves, we are better prepared to meet the demands of our lives and the demands of others, our children's, our loved ones, our husbands, our wives. And this is not gender specific here. However you choose to love, you still have to take care of yourself. And it is imperative that the message changes around Black women's self-care when we often have to overshare. So we should not view self-care as being selfish, but rather a necessity, because it is. It is essential. It is essential that we take care of ourselves so that we don't experience burnout. I experienced burnout about 3 years ago. And in that space, I literally had nothing else to give. I had no more to share. I had drained my cup dry. And this is why you always hear you have to share, and you can't share from an empty cup, or you have to share from a full cup. And that is true. I truly believe that we all have a portion in our cup. We are given a full cup with a full portion for ourselves. And we can choose to use this portion of what we got in this cup for anything we choose. Like we can do that. I can pour a little in your cup. I can pour a little in my cup. I can pour a little bit in his cup. I can pour a little bit over here with the school. I can pour a little bit over here with the job. I can put demands. And I'm constantly pouring out this cup, but we're not thinking about how are we refilling it? How are we refilling this cup? What are we doing to restore our portion? And that's why we're here, right? Because I'm going to give you some strategies on how to restore that portion. And lastly, self-care can improve your overall health. Without proper self-care, we often have joint pains, we have gut issues, we have headaches, we experience anxiety, we're always tired, we don't have energy, we experience depression, and all of these things start affecting not only our emotional state, but our physical state as well. So it's very important that we do things for ourselves that just have no one else connected to it. No one else, just for simply doing for ourselves. And you should be able to do that. And you do not have to ask permission. And many of us feel like we have to ask permission. Why? Because we show up in everybody's lives just automatically. We become dependent on it. It's become part of the conditioning, right? So Black women, their health often go on unnoticed until there's a problem. We often do not have the time or the resources to focus on preventative care. Many times we are not doing prevention. We most of the time, if something comes up for us, we find some pain and it becomes a real issue within our lives, and we go into interventive care. Okay, now we're into intervention, not prevention. So how do we prevent those things from those illnesses? How do we prevent how anxiety attacks the body? How do we prevent how depression attacks the body? How do we prevent not being emotionally balanced in a good headspace, how that attacks the body? Because all of that affects us physically as well. Remember, holistic means everything is connected, mind, body, and soul, in which it is, right? So however, self-care can help to improve our physical, mental, and emotional health. Self-care should be an important part of your everyday life. And if it isn't, you need to cut out some time and make some time for it at least once a week, okay? It is easy to show up for yourself and show yourself that no matter the needs, your needs are also just as important, all right? So I'm going to share some tips with you on how we can maintain a positive line of self-care, okay? And I want to also thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. And those of you who planned on coming and didn't come for whatever reason, no worries. Thank you for listening to our recording, because you also can be a part of my big surprise that I have. And you have to wait till the end. So you got to get these self-care strategies in order to get the big surprise, okay? So let's go with that next. Looking at my notes here. All right. So here are some self-care tips for Black women, specifically Black women, okay? Meditating. Meditating is very important. It quiets the mind, gives you time to just sit in silence. Many times we just need to sit in silence. Or you can play some binaural beats. They have a bunch of them on YouTube. You can play some soft jazz. But meditating is important. If you give yourself just a minimum of 10 minutes a day, you will notice results because it will help you with mental clarity. Make a list of things that you're grateful for. Gratitude helps us to remain positive, right? We can have a bunch of things going on, a bunch of things that we don't necessarily want to do or like doing, or things come up, surprises come up that we didn't expect, challenges come up that we didn't expect. I want you just to look around in your atmosphere and in your environment and be grateful for all the things that you do have, right? Gratitude changes things. I am a clear and highly supportive advocate for gratitude. It changes any circumstance, right? Exercising is important. We got to get that body moving. If you don't do nothing but walk for 20 minutes a day out in nature, the sun is out now, the sun is coming out. So is the pollen. You probably can hear it. I have a little sinus stuff going on, right? But the sun is out. It is time to get out in nature, communing with nature, walking. Also, give yourselves maybe 30 minutes 3 times a week. Go to the gym. Get that body moving. You got to move your body in order to help it maintain some sort of healthy balance, right? Make room for joy. Joy is so important. You got to make room for joy. How do you make room for joy? Doing the things you love. Simply doing the things you love. Some of y'all, maybe you need to do a paint and sip. Maybe you need to go skating. You know what I'm saying? Do those things that bring you joy. Do those things on the list of things you always said you wanted to do. Like once a month, you should be doing something that you've never, ever done. You should be experiencing life. Like next week, I'm going to the rage room. What's a rage room? Rage room is where you got a bunch of things, glass, TVs, microwaves, a bunch of things in one room. You put on this suit, you put on some goggles, honey, and you take a bat or a board or a steel pipe and you wake all that shit up. Why? I need to get some rage up out of me. You know what I'm saying? I realized that as a Black woman, I have a lot of anger. And many times we are told that the angry Black woman, there's this stereotype about the angry Black woman. And so we're so busy suppressing a lot of our anger so that we don't show up as the angry Black woman that we're causing ourselves to become depressed and to have anxiety and to have the aches and the pains and the headaches. Why? We're suppressing anger to not show up as the so-called angry Black woman when we have a lot to be angry about. And I call it sacred rage. I call it righteous anger. And no one will keep me from it. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to also deal with it in a healthy way by going to this rage room, right? Never been, but I think I'm going to love it. Okay. So saying no. Oh, honey, this is a big one. Many of us are so busy people pleasing. We didn't learn this from childhood. Some of us are the oldest child. That's me. Some of us are our only child. You know, I'm the oldest child. I'm the one that was second in line, second in command from mama, meaning I did most of the things. Meaning I didn't necessarily know how to say no, right? I wasn't taught to say no because I was taught to serve early, being that firstborn. All right, being second command. Parentifying, it's called parentified when you are the oldest child and you become the parent to everyone. You know, I was even the parent to my parent. So saying no is really important. And that's one of the hardest things for many Black women because we've been taught to all constantly serve, sacrifice, and to do. I'm in this space where I don't want to do. I just want to be. I don't want to have relationships with people where I have to exchange me to be active, you know, constantly serving or doing, or I don't want that kind of exchange. I just want to be. So saying no is very important to me. Very important to me. I've lost some friends from saying no, which was good. Yeah, did it hurt? Yes. Did I grieve? Yes. But honey, I'm happier for it. And I released the weight. of having to do, right? Saying no creates boundaries. Dedicate one day a week as your personal day. It can be the Sunday. It can be a Sunday. It can be a Monday morning. I don't care. One day a week needs to be your day. Today is Tracy Day. You see, I got my moo on, honey. Got my hair up, baby. Got my good coffee over here. I may go out and go read my book. I got a book I'm reading. Okay. I am reading this. So I'm going to go out today and go read my book. Maybe in the sun, maybe at Starbucks, but it's me. It's me today. I've already taken my bath with my salts and everything. I've laid back. I've listened to my meditation music. Another thing I have to do today is stretch. I have to stretch my body. I got to get my yoga in before I leave. So I center myself. I really center myself. And that's why it's important that you dedicate one personal day to yourself, because it helps you to ground from everything you did throughout the week. It helps you to center, because many times we can get lost in doing so much for everyone else, right? So make one day your day. Incorporate healthy habits such as getting enough sleep. That's very important. Honey, I don't care if the daylight is out, the sun is out or not. Guess what? Your girl in bed by 8:30 every night, unless I'm out somewhere doing something with friends. And even if I'm out past 9, 10 o'clock, I'm already planning an exit strategy, because your girl love her bed, right? So getting enough sleep, drinking less alcohol. That's important, because alcohol actually dehydrates the body and it makes us a little bit more sluggish. Okay. Also, it's not good on the organs. Having a drink here and there with friends or whatever, socially like that, that's cool. But to drink every evening, because I remember it was a time I was drinking a little bit more than usual and I was highly stressed. I had to cut that out. Eating clean. I love to go in here and fix me a good meal for myself and know that it's healthy. Eating clean changes. It brings mental clarity. It gives you more energy. And it just feels all around good, because you're taking care of yourself, because you're putting great nutritious foods into your body, right? Reach out to trustworthy people who can hold space for you. Those people who understand where you are on your journey right now. It's very important to have at least that one person that you can trust. And me being the social person that I am, I had a bunch of people around me at one time. And it's interesting because I think I only got one now. And that's okay. So find somebody that can hold genuine space for you that you trust is very important, because you're going to have those times where things are going to come up for you, and you're going to need somebody that also supports your healing, your happiness, and your journey of taking care of yourself. Okay. Connecting with things that bring you joy and energy. Now, remember, before I said make room for joy. Make room, and connecting with those things that bring you joy is different. Joy brings energy. Joy brings life. Joy brings a positive mindset. Baby, joy. Don't forget the joy. Don't forget the joy. So connect with things that bring you joy and also increase your energy, because joy does that. Ask yourself what you want and need right now in this moment. I want you just breathe in deep. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our mouth. Breathing in. Hold that and breathe out. Breathing in. And breathe out. And just ask yourself, what do you need right now? And advocate for that. Pursue that. Okay? Research it and start working towards your needs. So important. You matter and you deserve it. Okay? Challenge that negative self-talk. Honey, the chatterbrain. The chatterbrain. I often have to release self-talk. Why? Things I've heard over and over when I was in relationships that were more toxic than they should have been. I have to release the negative chatter, the negative self-talk, because all they are lies. They're lies, honey. They're lies, but it is like the whisperer. They are constantly, the negative self-talk is always, you can't do that. People gonna talk about you. Oh my God, look at you. You look dumb right now. Why would you want to do that? Nobody else is doing that. That's negative self-talk. Do it anyway. Push through. Challenge negative self-talk with positive self-talk. And tell yourself to shut up. I do it often. I do it often. When I hear that negative self-talk, I'll be like, shut up. The devil is a lie. So, challenge negative self-talk. Stop policing your speech. Stop policing your speech. Say what it is you got to say. Be honest with it. Let it out, honey, and be done. Stop policing your speech. Stop policing yourself. Stop telling yourself, oh, wow, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, wow, going back on what you said because you know what? When you've been someone that have said yes, 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 and been people pleasing for so long, it's hard when you start saying no. Because when you say no, it feels uncomfortable and you'll start backtracking. You'll start backpedaling. And when people see that, they know you're not confident on your stance. And that's when they will come in and continue to manipulate you and use you. Do not police your speech. I said what I said, and I don't need an explanation. Especially if I said it, I was respectful. You know what I'm saying? No, I might have hurt your feelings because you recognize you can't use me in that way anymore, but I'm not going to police myself and I'm not going to police my speech and I'm not going to take it back. I'm uncomfortable with X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to say it all with a smile. Stop policing your speech. You said what you said, right? All right. And check in with your thoughts often. Check in with yourself. I have to check in with myself often. I do. Check in with yourself. Check in with understanding and knowing that you matter. You know, check in and just sometimes just scan your body and say, how are you feeling? How am I feeling today? How am I honestly feeling today? Because when you check in with yourself, many times you can feel when you are feel safe, when you don't feel safe in a space or around people, certain people, or you don't feel safe in a situation. When you check in with yourself, you can feel when you don't feel secure. When you check in with yourself, you can feel when you need to be grounded. Okay, checking in with your thoughts, checking in with, and being honest. And not overlooking the fact that just because you might be there with your daughter, or just because you might be there with a close friend, or just because you might be there with your spouse, that you feel comfortable. No. This is about you. This is about you. And those that love you and are around you, they need to honor that as well. They need to honor you like you've been honoring them. And if they can't honor you like you honor them, you need to shift in that relationship, because that's not positive self-care. That's not self-care. It's not. So we're talking about self-care for Black women. Okay, we're talking the mothers of it all, the backbone of society, honey. We talking about self-care for Black women. Do anybody have anything they want to share? I want to thank my participants who are here. I appreciate you. Anybody have anything they want to share? You just here to get this information? Great. No worries. All right. So for those of you who want to go to your next care, meaning your next level of self-care, okay, I have something to share with you. I have a really, really big surprise. Remember, I told you I had a big surprise coming, and I do. I am sharing your next care level. Okay, those of you who are in our Yoni Steaming for Self-Care class and you want to take your self-care to another level, because see, I know that self-care class, honey, I put in a lot of effort in my whole program. When I tell you, I went into prayer, I went into meditation, I went into speaking to the ancestors, I went and spoke with the Most High. These are all, every class that I have up on Love My Womb Academy is a sacred download. I didn't do this by myself. I didn't do this by myself. This is a sacred download from the mothers and from the Most High. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. The information, when I create a class, the information just comes out and just be flowing. It just flows. It just flows. And I'm sitting at the computer and I'm just typing and I'm just typing and I'm researching and I'm typing and I'm researching and I'm typing. Right. And I can knock a curriculum out in like a week. A week. Right. So I put a lot of woman hours. I put a lot of love. I even put in some sacrifice, some commitment, and some dedication to every course that I have created here at Love My Womb Academy. But my first course, which is my baby of all babies, is my Yoni Steaming for Self-Care course, Awaken the Goddess Within, because that's the one that started this whole thing. It started with self-care. And any of you who have worked with me one-on-one know that I speak highly of, you have to be the medicine before you share the medicine. Meaning you have to be working on yourself and doing your own work before you go out into the world and try to share it with other women and try to help other women connect to their healing. Honey, you got to be doing this for yourself first. You got to be doing it for yourself first. And you have a lot of women that might go out there and just jump out there because, of course, you want to help. You want to be there for, certain women, certain sisters. You want to be, you want to help empower. You want to be part of that community. And I get it. But working with yourself and doing your work is first and foremost. Once again, can't pour from the empty cup, right? Can't pour from the empty cup. We got to refill and restore the cup. And that's why I created Yoni Steaming for Self-Care, Awaken the Goddess Within, because I know we need to tap in to those issues that are haunting many Black women within our families and within our culture. And that's what that course does. That course taps in to those issues, those things, those traumas, those things that we've experienced coming up in our families and within Black culture. We tapped in. I want to thank those sisters, those women who actually allowed me to record the class, because we got personal. We got really personal in that class, and we shared some of our traumas. We talked about sexual abuse. We talked about manipulation, sexual manipulation. We talked about how our families viewed it or didn't view it at all. We talked about feeling protected and feeling safe and not feeling protected and safe and secure as young Black girls. We get into it. And many times, because we don't feel protected and we don't feel safe and we don't feel secure, we go into survival mode and we are constantly in fight or flight. And it's not normal, but it's common. And because it's common, we think it's normal. We've learned how to process it as this is normal. And then when you get around 30s, 40s, and for me, in your 50s, you break down. You break down. You have this whole mental, emotional breakdown. And what it is you being cracked open. because you can't hold your world, on your shoulders and in your womb anymore. You can't, there's no one gets out of it without either cracking open and having the breakthrough or going crazy. That's it. So I created that self-care class to help you go deep, help you tap in. But not only are you tapping in and going deep with some of the issues, the challenges, and the traumas of being a young Black girl and a Black woman, we have tools on how to heal yourself, how to recover. So I'm not going to just display the issue and give you the problem and I don't have any solutions. So we have tools for you to use to heal yourself and to what? Recover. Right now, healing is a buzzword. Everybody healing. But are we recovering? Right? We can't stay just healing. And like I said, it is a journey. But some things we do heal from. I know some things 20 years, 25 years ago that happened with me. There was a time, if I just spoke to you about it, I'd break down crying. Well, now I can speak about it. I can speak about it and not cry. Talk about it like we asking what we finna eat for lunch, right? Because I've healed from that thing. So healing is possible, and being healed from certain things is possible too. But it takes work. It takes work, and you are the only one that can do this, beloved. So self-care is where it starts. It always goes back to self. We can blame this person, that person did this to me, that person did to me. That just, you staying in a victim energy when you do that. When we keep looking at what everyone else has done to us, we are victims. How do you become victorious? You do your work and you have your breakthrough. And when you have your breakthrough, you have to go into caring for yourself intimately, putting yourself first so that you can heal from whatever hurt you, from whatever broke you. You have to restore. And that's all it is to it. That's all it is to it. Hey, do it feel good? Hell no. You're healing when you're in an uncomfortable space. When you feel uncomfortable because you had to bring something up and deal with it, it came to the surface, you're going to be uncomfortable. That's the healing part of it. But how do you get to recovery? How do you get to recovery? So that's something that I really focus on. I focus on recovery because many of us, we keep recycling the same trauma. We go pain shopping. We want to stay focused on what someone did to us instead of taking the responsibility that we need to heal. Okay, yeah, that person's responsible for doing X, Y, and Z to us, but we are responsible on healing ourselves from that thing. Many of us go back into the same environment and expect to be healed from the people that hurt us. That's not how that works. We go right back into that same environment. That's not how it works. You cannot be healed from the space and place in where you've been hurt. It doesn't work like that, beloved. And many of us don't want to leave the environment. There is a codependency there, and that is what you call trauma bonding. You're trauma bonding. When you can't leave a situation that is clearly self-destructive. Yeah, because at some point it becomes self-destructive because you're doing nothing about it. So even though you can blame this person, that person, true enough, the accountability is with you. Why are you still there? Recognize the trauma bonds. You're trauma bonding. Right? Think about it. Okay? And I'm not here to judge you. I'm not even here to criticize you. I'm here to bring clarity and solutions. Clarity and solutions. Okay. All right. So we're going to avoid this burnout. We're going to avoid this burnout through self-care, through doing things of substance, through creating and making room for joy, for putting ourselves first, for making a straight self-care day once a week, putting ourselves on the to-do list, saying no, all right? Checking our thoughts, okay? Challenging negative chatter. We're going to do all these things, and we're going to be aware of what it is we're going to do, and we're going to check in with our bodies and see how we feel day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour. Check in with yourself, because many times we are so out there providing and serving and dealing with other people, we don't check in. Our energy is scattered everywhere. And many times it comes out. We show it in the way that we do things. Scattered energy just everywhere. Can't stay focused, given the bare minimum, right? So once you begin restoring and fueling yourself with joy, gratitude, boundaries, you will recognize a change, and others will too. Others will too. Okay. So I have this next level care discount for you right now. Okay. So I am going to share the promo code and the link for those of you who have not taken my Goddess Steam Practitioners Training Self-Care course. This is for you. This is for you, beloved. All right. This is the Goddess Vaginal Steam Practitioners Training and Business Certification course with live demonstration. So you're going to learn the ancient art of Yoni vaginal steaming, womb health, holistic therapies, feminine wellness, and the business. If you choose to go into the business, you can do that. If you need that next level care for yourself, this is the course. This is the course after Yoni steaming for self-care, Awaken the Goddess Within. Many of you took that Yoni steaming for self-care course absolutely free. Absolutely free. Do you know I used to charge $125 for that course? I used to charge $125. If you want to take that course alone, it was $125. I don't do that. I have not done that now for about 5 years. Why? Black women need that course. They need it. So whether you had the money or not, here, I wanted you to have it. And those of you who are new to Love My Womb Academy, you know there's a bunch of free courses on there. So my free courses have so much value in them, so much information, right? You can feel the love in the courses, baby. Now, if I'm giving you that for the free, imagine what I give you for the fee. If you're getting all this good juiciness for free, imagine what you get for the fee, right? So the Goddess Vaginal Steam Practitioners Training and Business course, course with live demonstration. So I'm demonstrating live in this course how to get your wellness in order, how to really go in and be able to fortify yourself with this extended information and knowledge on womb health, holistic therapies, feminine wellness, and if you choose to bring this into a business, we can help you with that too. Now, becoming a holistic feminine health and wellness professional, you learn the art of vaginal steaming, womb health, feminine wellness. You could open up your very own feminine health and wellness business. It doesn't have to be a storefront. You could open up a business where you're teaching workshops, you're teaching classes, you're making, you're doing empowerment circles, right? But also, if you want to do the business, if you want to set up a shop, you can do that, because I teach you how to set up your V-Spa, how to provide vaginal steaming, womb stimulation, clay wrapping, detoxing, hot stone therapy. You'll also learn proper protocols for safety, hygiene, ongoing education, mentorship, and more. Okay, you'll be put in our exclusive community of women healers, right? So if you're feeling the pull that you are a medicine woman and you love herbs and foods and spices that heal, you love nature, you love women, you love advocacy, this is your next level educational experience, okay? So I'm going to put this promo link in the chat. And I'm also going to share it with you, women who may not showed up today, which is okay by me, honey. Okay by me. And you can use this because this course is regularly $12.50, right? And like $12.50 in this economy, yes, $12.50. Why? I know the information that is here. And the information that is in this course is priceless. Priceless, honey. We start off with welcome to the sisterhood instructional video. So it's going to tell you welcome to the sisterhood, what things to think about, what things to start doing, how to prepare yourself for this class. Then you have the Goddess Vaginal Steam Training Business Certification course with live demonstration manual. First module is what is the medicine woman. Second one is womb anatomy. You learn womb trauma, holistic protocols, confidentiality, safety and infection control. Vaginal steaming practitioners training is live demonstration where I actually show you live how to create service, how to provide a service. You see all of that with an actual person getting services. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, you walk through the spa, you see how the spa is set up, all of that. Holistic business practices and principles, and then you take your test. Okay, this course is a 5-week course, so every Saturday modules will open up to you, right? Because I want to make sure that you get the training and get all of that you need before we go on to the next one. You'll understand once you take it, right? But also included in this course, of course, you took the vaginal steaming for self-care, Awaken the Goddess Within. That's included in the course, but you also learn ear candling, ionic foot detox, and how to do a perfect intake and assessment. Those classes alone are actually valued at $335. Okay, those alone. So, like I said, this course is $12.50. Today only, you get $917 off of the original price. $917 off the original price. This course until tomorrow at 11:55. So tomorrow, March 17th, Monday, March 17th at 11:55, you get this course for $333. $333, 24 hours, $333. You have saved $917. It has never been this price ever. Ever, right? $333. That's 3 threes. Okay? Go, get the money. Go borrow the money. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Move some stuff around. $333 for this priceless information to go to your next level of your care. You are going to use code NEXTCARE in all caps. NEXTCARE. You can buy now, pay later with Affirm, Klarna, or Afterpay. So we have financing available. We have financing available. Okay? So I just wanted to share this with you. This is a major step in the next level of your care. The next level of your care, and everything I do with love. Everything I do with love. You will have access to become, have more educational experience because I'm constantly promoting other classes. You will also get discounts on other classes and all of that. So I just wanted to let you know, I'm going to put that in the chat for you ladies. And remember that code is Next Care, all caps. Next Care, all caps. 333, saving $917. One day only. Those of you who are missing out on this, I know some of you are going to see this video on Wednesday. You are going to see, you may see it on Tuesday. You may see it later in the week on Friday. And you're going to be kicking yourself in the behind because you missed this opportunity. Because many of you have been wanting to take this class. And for whatever reason, you haven't, right? 333. So those of you who get a chance to see this today and tomorrow before 11:55 p.m. Eastern, all right, because that's when it ends. If you get a chance to see this video and you have access to this amazing high value training for just 333, you better share it with a friend, huh? Especially if you know somebody that been wanting to take this class. You better share it with a friend because you got 24 hours, right? So self-care is personal. It is a personal journey. Nobody knows your needs but you. You are the only one that knows your needs, sugar. You're the only one that could do this, but you don't have to do it alone. You can do it in a community of women who are also researching their self-care and loving themselves. And in your self-care process, what you will find is that you will learn more and more about who you are and what you love. And you will begin to love yourself a little greater and a little better each day. I am Tracy Bryant, the Sacred CEO. I love you. I wanted to come and share live with my beautiful women and just support you and help you to understand that community healing is just as important as healing individually. Because as women, when we get together, we heal. All right. Peace and blessings. Have a beautiful Sunday.